You're in the incinerator, folks. Welcome to Incense and Common Sense, the live stream we do here on the Alert Zone. I'm gonna give everybody a minute to get in here. This is an impromptu live stream. You see the title. Let's go ahead and get into it. As you come in, hit the like. If you see this on the replay, just hit the like, share it. Um, I have it on. I know on these live streams you're not supposed to show, so I'm not gonna show. But I got one in my pocket. I got one on me. We're gonna talk about two mass shootings that just happened in the last couple days. Um, First off, I want to say my condolences to the families of the victims. Um, whether it's racial, personal, political, you never want to see the loss of life in life. County, California, the other day, and we went to Jackson. Words about Jacksonville and emotional. It was just like we do here. For those of you who don't know, 25-year retired police officer that went on a page in California, liberal California, that they tell you is liberal, and into a biker's bar and aired the place. Killed a couple people, injured some people. Haven't gotten any information on the search that they did on there. 5 people in here. Shout out to everybody. Hit the like, come in. Hit that like button. This is really an important stream. You guys and girls have to follow me because I'm going somewhere with this. This is a really important stream. But this retired officer killed his ex-wife, or went after his ex-wife, or what have you, and killed some innocent people. And it played into something I always tell you guys and girls out there. Stop letting the media pump your head up about what can't happen, about what don't happen around here. Stop letting them pump your head up. Another thing, when I talk about how to deal with law enforcement, that retired officer, that's the type of stuff I'm talking about. I want you to think about this. How many times you think he's broken the rules on that job? He didn't retire and just go through something with his wife and just get that much rage that he went into a place, a public place, and aired it out. I don't believe that him being in law enforcement, this was something that was just sporadic. I believe if you go back through his service record, he had some things he did that he was documented against him. Just like a lot of the things he probably did, nobody said nothing about. He got away with them. But there's no way he goes in there and air that place out as a former officer. And this was just so bad of a spur of the moment thing. I don't believe that. But nevertheless, Let's talk about the common sense part. What's going on, Jason? Much love to you, fam, man. I appreciate y'all for coming through here. Everybody that come through here, hit the like button, but I appreciate everybody. I wouldn't talk about things that I talk about here in the alert zone if they didn't happen. You know, a regular gun guy, shout out to him, man. I was trying to get in, but as I was trying to get in, the show was closing because I was kind of busy Friday. He asked about a question about the divide of the 2A culture, and there is one. I wouldn't talk about this stuff if it didn't happen. I'm not out there looking to make nobody a boogeyman because being black, I understand something. What's going on, Deborah? Yeah. Deborah Breeden, definitely appreciate you. Everybody say shout out to Deborah when y'all come up in here, man, because she got herself legally armed and she rocking that Canik TP9 SC, the subcompact. But I know what it's like to be on the side of bad publicity. I know what it's like to be a boogeyman that I'm not. When I tell y'all out there about dealing with law enforcement, I tell y'all that for a reason. I tell y'all that because these type of things keep happening. You know, it's sad, these mass killings that go on. It's sad. But we also have to think about this. What's sad and uncomfortable sometimes, you got to put your feelings aside to be alive and to be protected. Because there is no more safe havens. You know, I had somebody come into the comment section and tell me how they really appreciated the content that they get here. Because it's keeping people safe. On this channel, we've discussed things that most people probably never thought they would ever have to deal with. Or never thought about. Because they didn't think that that was possible. Coming from where I come from and having the experiences I had throughout life is why I said I was going to incorporate certain things into this channel and why I'm going to stick to them. I'm not going to change my message. I'll change the message when I stop getting the receipts. It's just that simple. You know, when you go out in public, you got to always have your head on the swivel. Just something as a simple run to the store for a loaf of bread can cost you your life in these days we live in. If you don't believe me, go ask the people at Tops Buffalo grocery store in Buffalo when Peyton Gendron ran up in there. If they thought going up in there for a couple tomatoes to finish out the dinner was going to cost them their life. You don't ever know what people going through out here. You don't know how people are willing. Yeah, it's good for you to be here too, Deborah. I appreciate you stopping by, man. I really appreciate you. So, as I said earlier in my video that wound up being recorded upside down, that was a operator's error. I'm sorry about that. I didn't erase it. I went ahead on and posted it because I thought it was really good content and the message was there. It's kind of upside down, but you got to protect yourself out here, man. You have to. You have to always move strategic, and you can't ever fool yourself into believing this can't happen to you. Out there in California, where they've told you that the citizens shouldn't have firearms, look what happened. Look at where we having these shootings at. Yeah, they tell you about the hood, but look at these mass shootings where people just come in and air the place out. They going in the most quietest, most low-key churches. You understand what I'm saying? But I want to get to something else. To me, that's more important. Excuse me, y'all. This is kind of an impromptu live. I didn't have plans on actually going live, and I just happened to be in the gym a little while ago, getting my little workout on, me and my daughter, and I happened to look up on TV and seen this headline about this shooting in Jacksonville. at Dollar General. You guys don't know how many times I've been criticized off camera for carrying when I go to Dollar General. How many times I've had a guy or another, Clayton County, Duval County is Jacksonville, Clayton County. He had a mask and a tactical vest. ER and a clock. He went to a Dollar General at 1 o'clock East time and started airing the place out. The victims was complete 2 male and 1 female. Shout out to Deborah definitely for being here, because this to what I say about the ladies. How ladies are starting to be in public now. That used to be unheard of in this country. I mean, it was for a lady to get gunned down in public, you knew it had to be something domestic, and that was just it. Or she just caught a straight, like a bad straight. She was in her home and a bullet came through the house type of straight. Now the criminals, they see women the same way they see men. If they got you, they will lay you out. So this guy decided he wanted to go to this particular Dollar General because it was black, in a black neighborhood. And he aired the place out. Then he committed suicide. I haven't seen the manifestos. I'm pretty sure they're going to scrub the internet of them so the public can get a hold of them. Yeah, my condolences, man. Yeah, I'm glad. I'm glad you strapped at the Dollar General. Man. But to what I was saying is he left a manifesto for the media, for his parents, and for somebody else. He left 3 manifestos. I know the public is not going to see this because they're already going to scrub the internet of it. But on his rifle, he has swastikas on it. He wanted to kill niggas. He had that in his manifesto. This was racially motivated. Not go on and rant about that because I just to be a because this is gonna in Axis. You remember the dude of that little Hispanic? He had lightning bolts all over him. When he went Texas to that mall and aired the place out, pretty upscale area. What I was told about that particular mall. But you know, the most ironic thing about this Jacksonville mass shooting being racially motivated, it happened in Florida. What is Ron DeSantis down there and his cronies doing in Florida? They're changing the course of history. They don't want to teach certain things and what have you. Here's the problem. You keep having these racial incidents happen in Florida. So even if you decided you don't want to teach about the horrors of American history, every time you look up something that's going on in Florida that's racially motivated, involving firearms. You remember I told you guys about the Jamaican guy down there in Defiant Springs that defended his life and they arrested him because of a racial incident? You all know about the lady when knocked on the neighbor's door and the neighbor shot her through the door and killed her, and then said, yeah, it was motivated, and I call her and her kids niggas and all that, and they decided not to give her a hate crime charge. But and now this. See, what Ron DeSantis don't understand is, well, he understands it. What you need to understand is the ideology is what you're fighting. For us law-abiding citizens out here, no matter what color creed you are, when we fight criminals and criminality, we're fighting an idea. That's why it's hard to stop it. That's why it's hard to stop it. Excuse me, I gotta step away a second. Yeah. Had something to take care of. You're fighting an idea. You're fighting an ideology. It's hard to defeat an idea. It's hard to defeat an ideology. We got 11 people up in here. Let's get them lights up. I see 11 people, unless it's lying to me. What's going on, seconds count? Appreciate that. Good evening to you too. Appreciate it. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the Incinerator. This is an impromptu live stream that I did talking about the Jacksonville and Orange County mass shootings that happened in the last couple of days. But back to what I was saying. The fact that this is happening in Florida and is it undeniably racial. That has been set in stone because apparently law enforcement has seen this manifesto already. You know, people like to say in America, there's no place for hate, but that's a lie. I'm just going to go ahead on and just lay it out there. That's a lie. This world, there's always going to be hate in this world. That is human nature. Period, point blank. They always say this loud and with every ounce of my, as long as you're 18 years of age or older and are able to be armed in this country, that is for people that hate me because of my skin color. The only way you stop a white supremacist from airing the place out is when he draw down, you draw down on him, and damn it, you let it be a gunfight. It's just that simple. See, I don't believe in, well, he can't have a firearm because I don't like what he stands for. If he hasn't committed any crimes or she hasn't committed any crimes, they can pass a federal background check, let them have it. Yep. So let them have it. I don't have an issue. Do what you gotta do. Do what you gotta do. But this happening at a Dollar General, even if it wasn't racially motivated, that shows you what I tell you here in the alert zone is true. That it can happen at any place, anytime. And it's always going to be places you least expect it. Nobody goes to Dollar General thinking I got to worry about getting trapped inside of this store and getting my fucking head blown off. The gas stations is somewhere everybody going. Look what happens at the gas stations in this country. The churches. Oh, somebody took one of their likes back, huh? I'm sorry. Oh, there we go. I got it back. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Got 13 wonderful people in here, man. Shout out to everybody that's stopping by this impromptu live stream. I was supposed to be doing some other stuff, and I just happened to see this. I just thought need be that I chime in on this about the need to protect yourself always. Always. Do the best you can to protect yourself. I'm not one of them people that goes around saying, well, it was time for the Lord to call me home and all that. Yeah, I gotta die one day, but damn it, the Grim Reaper gonna have to chase me. I'm not volunteering. It's just that simple. You gotta come get me. I'm not gonna stand out there and volunteer. Guns don't argue. What's going on? Man, we doing good, man. We doing good. You know, I just did this impromptu live, and it was just more because I wanted to talk about the Orange County deal. I just had got kind of busy, and well, you know, I was trying to figure out what was the best content to put out there at the time, so I wanted to go to the range, well, to the public hunt lane. You know, I didn't get to go to the range. Hopefully, I can get there tomorrow for a few minutes, and I got a request that I want to try and get done. If I don't get it done this weekend, I'm sorry. I'm going to try and get it done. But nevertheless, Nobody goes to church thinking somebody's gonna run in here and shoot the church up. Dollar General is one of the most innocent places in the world you can go to. But that don't mean it's the safest. Even in your home is not as safe as it used to be. Because if it did, we wouldn't have home defense weapons. If things didn't happen the way they happened, I wouldn't be having this channel. Or I would just be showing shooting firearms and that's it. I wouldn't talk about nothing else. I would just strictly, this is a firearm, this is what I know, this, and that. I wouldn't tell you how life is incorporated into the Second Amendment. Even though I know sometimes them conversations can be uncomfortable. I tell it to you because it's there. I see it. It happens. I see it. It keeps happening. If it didn't happen, believe me, I wouldn't go dig it up. I don't go looking for this stuff. It just falls in my lap. All right, William Fratelli. Appreciate you. I'm going to say this again. The victims in the Orange County massacre, I'm not sure. I seen one female. I'm not sure if she was the target. But I know in the Jacksonville, there was 2 male and 1 female. Ladies, listen to me. Listen to me. Listen to me. Listen to me really good. Y'all gotta protect yourself out here. That whole gentleman thing in the underworld don't exist no more. That whole thing of leave the children and the babies alone. Yeah, welcome, eyes and ears. Appreciate you, brother. That don't exist no more. It used to be domestic. It used to be when something happened where a woman was shot, it was a domestic dispute. You didn't even have to turn around the TV to know that. Now, in these mass shootings, you had Peyton Gendron up there in Buffalo, made it clear in his manifesto. He knew there was a lot of females that was going to be there. If any incident in the last 10 years should have prepared women to protect themselves, it was that right there. Because before they took it offline, I seen that manifesto. It was long. I mean, it was a long manifesto. I think it was like 40 or 50 something pages. I watched a couple of programs where they went through this manifesto. And it didn't matter only about the color, but the mere fact that he said, I'm going there because there's women there. Yep. Yeah, man. Yeah, Deborah, the ladies gotta understand this. A lot of the fellas get it. The ladies are starting to get it. That's why you hear me rail about the ladies protecting themselves. Because y'all have become fair game. Hell, y'all have become chosen game now. Forget fair game. The female victims have become chosen game. Yeah, you right about that. You gotta hide the brother sheriff down there said he's going to release the manifesto. Okay, yeah. Hopefully he released that manifesto. Y'all excuse me, man. This was an impromptu. This was not a planned live stream. For being on this phone, just give me a minute here. And it is because I just thought that this was 1 second, everybody. Okay. The ex-cop kills his wife, 3, and wounds 6. Come on, I don't care nothing about no damn Adventure Lane. Y'all excuse me just 1 minute.
The community came together last night and will do so again this evening. We've been here at Cook's Corner most.
You know, a lot of times the white supremacists, they like to.
I don't want to YouTube this shit. I just want to see the. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Sorry about that, everybody. I just had to chime in and see if I can get a picture of the mass shooters in California. But we living in a time where you saw my video earlier that I posted at St. Louis about them wanting to ban ARs and AKs in St. Louis, which I had somebody hit me in the comment section and let me know Missouri has gun laws basically like Iowa, where the state can't enforce gun control and go after that foolishness. But everybody wants to disarm the law-abiding citizens. Told y'all, law enforcement, a lot of people in law enforcement don't want us to be armed. These politicians don't want us to be armed so we can't defend ourselves. That way we can keep voting them back in to solve a problem they never planned on solving. I tell you this, the life insurance people and the mortuaries ain't complaining. The cemeteries, they not complaining about all this. They not out here saying ban firearms. Hell, low key they saying that's good for business. The coroners of different cities. I know Frank Mignard. He said, hell, he wasn't going nowhere. He got enough work to keep him busy for the rest of his life. That was the coroner in New Orleans. The church, yeah, on the one hand, the church used to be against it until a lot of these wakes and funerals moved to funeral homes. There's a whole industry of you being a victim. The hospitals ain't complaining, saying we tired of the shooting. All they saying is we need bigger hospitals to hold the victims. Law enforcement say they want it to stop, but if you think about it, if everybody stopped committing crime, why do we need law enforcement? Never thought about it like that, have you? If everybody's gonna follow the law, you don't need a cop. Out there in Orange County, you had a cop pull a mass shooting off, ex-cop. How many of these shootings out here that's unsolved do you think law enforcement is doing? If he was bold enough to go and do that in public, think about that. Prisons and funeral homes, yep. That's what they always say. The prison and the funeral homes always got vacancies. Especially to y'all young. When I do my message to the youth, I'm going to bring that up. Because I'm going to get to that. I wanted to do that today. But then this happened and I had what I had to do earlier. Then tomorrow, I'm not sure. I got kind of somewhat of a busy day. Let me see for the ships. Everybody, hit the likes button when you come in. Hit the likes button when you come in. in the chat. I just got a message from the president of Gun Freak Nation. Everybody shout out the president of Gun Freak Nation. He just hit me in the chat on my phone. Just let him know I'm live streaming, so he might be joining the live stream here. But you gotta protect yourself out here. You can't leave your safety up to nobody else. There's always gonna be somebody looking to start trouble. That's just the reality of the world we live in. That is the reality. Like I said, well, what's all going on down in Florida, and these incidents keep happening. You can't ban American history. You can't. It is what it is. It happened. The only thing we can do is learn about it and move on from it. That argument will never stop as long as this kind of stuff keep happening. My friend started a crime scene cleaning company about 7 years ago. He's rich now. Yep. And said, crime scene cleaning company. You know what? Speaking of that, let me lighten the mood just a second. For those of you who saw those John Wick movies, you know they had that cleaning company. After he used to mop the floor up with them guys. What's going on, Jason? Yeah. After he used to mop the floor up with them guys, then the cleaning company would show up and do their little clean thing. For those of you who never saw the John Wick movies. I mean, there's a whole industry. The people that make embalming fluid ain't complaining. I mean, the mortuary schools, they not out of business. Going to school to be that. Besides people dying naturally, and a lot of these places around the world, shit, if you're in the damn business of death, man, that's generational wealth once you pass it on to your children and teach them. Hell, your family will be working for the next 1,000 years. We all gotta die one day. One day, all of us gotta die. That don't mean you should volunteer. I told you, the Grim Reaper gotta come get me. Yup. Yeah, man, salute to you too, William. You know, it's just on top of everything else going on, you gotta protect yourself out here. You gotta protect yourself out here. We've been tricked and duped into saying all those homes and places where murder happens in Chicago to be clean in Chicago. Yep. Hell, I remember with these maniacs roaming the, you got that right. You got a lot of maniacs roaming the streets out here. I don't know, Lee, I see sometimes your message get deleted, but I'm not deleting no messages, so it might be YouTube doing that foolishness. You know, I'm not into no censorship here. You know, this might not, like I always say, this might not even be the channel for you. Some people may or may not get offended, but that's fine. I just tell it like it is, the best way I can. You can't stop somebody from thinking what they're thinking. But you can have something on you to deter them from wanting to carry out a specific action. See, you can't stop a person from wanting to bust the piss out of you. But you just make sure you make them know. If you raise your fucking hand and hit me, motherfucker, I'm gonna knock you in the middle of next week. That'll be your deterrent. A lot of these dudes and chicks that's out here pulling these mass acts of violence like this, you can't stop them from thinking. Well, before they can even get started, if you put one on their ass, that'll deter them quick. What these maniacs roaming the streets, government still trying to dream, yep. Your politicians are gonna throw you to the wolves because there's a whole industry for them. Somebody doing the burnout around here in their little SRT Challenger or Hellcat or whatever that is they got around here, them little young boys. Well, you gotta have something on you. And you can't leave your safety to the government. If the government was able to protect law-abiding citizens, there wouldn't have never been no need to write the Constitution, write the Second Amendment in. This channel wouldn't exist. Listen to me, and listen to me well. I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna let everybody go. Protect yourself out here. Give yourself an opportunity to live. Give your loved ones an opportunity. I haven't heard from DeSantis yet, but his publicist getting his statement together. So, if you're 18 years of age or older, you're able to be legally armed in this country. Even if you come from another country and you're able to be legally armed, you better do it. Because that could easily be you. That could easily be you. Ain't none of us out here immune to that happening to us. At Dollar General, a place where you would never think nothing like that would happen. Look what happened. You think he picked Dollar General out by coincidence? He knows that's a place people go into and have their head and their hands down all the time. Because nothing shouldn't go on there. And he pulled off this mass act of cowardice. Hit me in the comment section and let me know what you think. To everybody that tuned in, I appreciate y'all more than y'all ever know. This was an impromptu live stream. Tomorrow, if I live to see tomorrow morning, it'll be my birthday. I'll be 44 years old tomorrow if I can live to see midnight tonight. So, to everybody out there, stay safe, stay armed, pay attention. Don't think it can't happen to you. Stay on high